Hey, welcome to Bring Your Vision Board to Life. So my name is Deanne Day, and I am a certified life coach. And today I am going to be talking to you guys specifically about how to bring your vision board to life. I am going to cover a little bit about vision boards and like why people tend to want to make them. I'm going to talk a little bit about massive versus passive action. And I'm going to walk you through how to do a power planning activity that will basically, if you follow it, will lead you to success with being able to accomplish your goals. I'll talk a little bit about some of the emotional benefits of planning, and I'm going to provide you with a self-coaching tip for following through with your plan. So we know the process of making a vision board, um, but not necessarily the process of how to make the vision board come true. And so that is what I am going to focus on mostly today. So before we get started, I want to just tell you a little bit about myself, who I am, for those of you who may not have connected with me before. So as I mentioned before, my name is Deanne. I am a professional certified life coach. I earned my certification through Coaching EDU. And through that organization, I became certified through the International Coaching Federation. And I am currently enrolled at the Life Coach School through the Self-Coaching Scholars Program, which is where I am learning to self-coach and also learning the skill of teaching self-coaching. And so when I work with clients, because I accept one-on-one clients, and I like to teach my clients the skill of self-coaching, because in between sessions, things happen to where you will need to learn to self-coach and be able to like process through and come out making a decision that's going to be in the best interest of you and your goals and whatever it is you're trying to do with your life. So I think that is an important skill to have in addition to being coached. So that is who I am and what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and get into our agenda. So the first thing I want to talk about is why people typically choose to make a vision board. And one of the main reasons that we like making vision boards is because they're fun. Vision boards are really fun to make. We get to, look for pictures and think of all of our goals, and maybe sometimes we connect with friends to make vision boards, and we make a big thing about it, and it allows us the opportunity to dream, and they're just really fun to do, in my opinion. So one reason is because they're fun. Another reason is it allows us to really think about what it is that we want for our life, like really deeply thinking about it. And of course, you have to think deeply about it in order to find the right pictures or the right quotes or the right words that kind of reflect with or align with what you want in your life. You want that represented on your vision board. So it allows us to really take time and think about what it is that we want. It also helps us to get unstuck, because sometimes when we're just living life, living day to day, going to work, if you have a family, tending to your family, or whatever the case may be, we just kind of get stuck in our routine, and we don't have the opportunity or a lot of time to dream and pursue those dreams. But when you create a vision board, it kind of allows you that opportunity, it kind of gives you direction, and it can help you get unstuck. Another thing is that it reminds you of what your dreams and goals are. So after you make the vision board months later, the vision board's still there, right? And it's a reminder, like, this is your dream. These are the things that you want for yourself. And it's a reminder to remember to work toward those things and to not give up on those things. And the last thing is that it gets you emotionally fired up. It gets you excited. It gets you thinking about the possibilities. and it maybe gets you energetic in a way that makes you want to move towards your goals. So there are a lot of reasons, and there are many, many more reasons why people may choose to make a vision board, but I just wanted to specifically talk about those today. And if you think about it, we put a lot of time and effort going through the process of creating a vision board. I mean, if you think about the shopping that for items, like you might have to buy a poster board or a cork board or a picture frame, then you gotta buy the glue, the stickers, the markers, and then you spend hours probably looking for the perfect picture that's gonna represent what your dream may be. So flipping through, well, finding magazines first of all, and then flipping through the magazine, trying to find the perfect picture. Or if you're creating a digital vision board, you may be scrolling the internet, trying to find the perfect quote, trying to find the perfect picture that you can add to your digital vision board. So we put a lot of time into creating the vision boards, but we don't necessarily put a lot of time and effort into figuring out how to bring it to life. So we put a lot of time into the fun part. It's fun to do all those things, to find the pictures, to go shopping, to do all of that. But like figuring out how to bring it to life and the steps that you need to take to make that happen is not, I don't hear people talking about that a lot. And so that is what I wanted to do in this presentation today. So instead of just focusing on the fun stuff, right, I wanted to focus and having us look into planning out how we will bring it to life, creating like a roadmap for how we will get there, and spending time figuring out how to break the big goal down into smaller tangible goals, and then even spending time on planning how we can avoid giving into the temptation to quit when things get hard, or when they get confusing, or when they get scary, or when we feel that self-doubt start to kick in, or fear, or overwhelm, or discomfort, or anything else that may want to stop us from accomplishing the goal. And so we need to spend more time planning, like just as much time planning and like problem solving as we do running around trying to do all the fun things to create the vision board. Okay. So before I start with the power planning activity, I do want to speak to you really quickly about passive action versus massive action. So in a nutshell, passive action is like the learning of the skill, learning the skill that you need to learn to get the result you want. So you might be reading a book, you might be enrolling in a class, you might be talking out your plans, learning new concepts, where massive action is you're actually doing the thing that you learned, applying the technique. You were creating, right? You were taking actions that allow you to create so that you can get the result that you want, right? So passive is like learning the things you need to do to get the result. Massive action is doing the things you need to do to actually create and get the result. And then when you're in massive action, you're also like being committed to taking the action that is needed until you actually get the results. Okay, and so the purpose of me wanting to talk about passive action versus massive action is to kind of bring awareness to the fact that sometimes people may tend to only take passive action, or you may stay in the phase of taking passive action for too long. And so you want to keep learning, and you want to keep like figuring it out, and learn this technique and learn this concept and learn this and that. And an example that I will share with you in a way that I have stayed in that phase for too long is with coaching. So when I first became a coach and first became certified, I think I was having fear of going out and connecting, finding clients that I can serve and help and coach. And so that felt uncomfortable to me. And so, but what felt more comfortable was going out and maybe taking another coaching class, maybe learning about health coaching, or maybe learning about academic coaching, or, maybe learning this skill or that skill. And so I'm learning and I'm becoming better, but I'm taking that passive action, but I'm not taking the massive action of like going out and finding my coaching clients and finding the people that I can actually serve. And by taking those passive actions, it was allowing me to stay within my comfort zone, where taking massive actions sometimes requires you to leave out of your comfort zone, which is why we continue to take passive action, because it's uncomfortable and we don't want to leave, we want to stay. So I just wanted to bring awareness to that, because as we move into the activity and you start creating your plan, I want you to just be aware of the difference so that you can make sure that you are not engaging in taking too much passive action, and that there's a balance to where you are also demonstrating some massive action as well. Okay. All right. So we are gonna, I talked about the comfort zone. I want to share this quote with you. It's discomfort is the currency to our dreams, right? The currency, discomfort is the currency to our dreams. You have to pay the price with discomfort. So a lot of times we are pursuing dreams, or we have goals that we want to achieve, but we've never done them before, right? It might be we are entering into new territory, trying new things that we've never done before, right? And so whenever we're trying something new that we're not familiar with, in most cases, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, right? And so you have to experience the discomfort, and you have to be willing to move through that, or move to the discomfort of feeling fear, or move through the discomfort of feeling like confusion, or like you're not, like being unsure of, will this work? And, so it just is, it's uncomfortable sometimes. So as you're working toward a goal, especially if it's a big goal that you've never done before, it's something that you want to achieve, be prepared that you may have to experience some discomfort, and it's okay. It's just part of the process, and it won't last forever. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to move along and get to the power planning activity. So I want to start out by saying a couple of things that you will need. You will need to have at least one goal that you want to work on creating a plan for. You'll need to have a journal or notebook or a blank page to write on, because you will need to do a lot of writing in this activity. If you have a planner or a calendar available that you can use, you want to get that as well. For this activity, I have been using my Google Calendar through my Gmail account. You can use the calendar on your phone. You can print out like a calendar if you want, or if you have a planner, you can grab that. And then you also want to have a quiet space so that you can really focus in on this information and not have a lot of distractions, because you don't want to miss anything. You don't want to miss a step. And then when you're doing the steps, you don't want to miss anything as you're completing the steps. And then also, I always ask that we have an open mind. All right, so I'm going to jump right into it. The first question, or the first thing that I want to have you think through. Well, let me tell you how it's going to work. So I'm going to give you each of the steps, one step at a time, right? And since you are watching this video, I encourage you to let me give you a step, maybe pause the video, complete the step, and then go to the next step, and then pause it, and then do the step, and then complete it. It's best to do it one step at a time so that you can really spend time thinking through all of the information so that you can get the best results possible. So I will give you one of the steps. You can pause the video and then move on when you are ready. So the very first thing you want to do is in your journal at the top of the page. So let me get my journal real quick, just in case you're using a journal. If you're using a journal, at the top of the page, write your goal here, the top, right? So write your journal at the very top of the page. The very first thing you want to do is you want to create a to-do list, all the tasks, every single little thing that has to be completed in order for you to accomplish this goal that you wrote at the top of the page. So you'll write the goal. So I'm going to use the example of like weight loss, right? So maybe lose 30 pounds, right? Will be the goal that I write at the top. So what are all the things that I would need to do in order to lose 30 pounds? Well, I would need to eat healthy. So I want to do a no sugar, no flour diet. So I would need to like maybe research different recipes. I might need to research different gyms I want to go to. I might need to spend time finding different workouts online that I can do. I might want to find an accountability partner. I might want to have time to meal prep. I'll need to grocery shop. May want to get workout shoes, a workout outfit. Just every single thing that needs to be done, no matter how big or how small, write it on your to-do list. You don't want to miss anything. Okay, that is the first step to make your to-do list. Even if it's researching, like sometimes you might not know exactly what all that has to be done because you've never done it before. So then you can maybe use the internet to research steps that you would need to take in order to do the thing that you're trying to do, right? And then so that you can add that to your list. So make sure it's a very detailed list. So and then on the second step that I want to give you guys, once you've done the first step, please don't combine them. But once you've done the first step, go ahead. And so for everything that you have written down, right? Everything you've written on your to-do list, now you want to go back and read through it, and you want to look at each task, and you want to determine how much time you think will be needed to complete each individual task. Okay, so for instance, if I did the weight loss goal and I said that I need to research different no sugar, no flour diets, I might say, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. And I do encourage you to over budget your time. And what I mean by that is write down a little bit more time than what you think you might actually need, because sometimes when we guess how much time something to take, we underestimate. And then when we do that, it kind of throws us off if we don't finish it in the time that we thought it would take. So I encourage you to over budget your time. Okay. So for me, if it's like researching to find a gym, I might put, I don't know, maybe 1 hour to learn about all the different gyms in the cities. Then I might take maybe, I don't know, I might say if I want to visit different gyms, I might say 5 hours, because, you know, I might visit like maybe 3 different gyms in one day, or 3 different gyms over the course of 3 days, right? But just the amount of time that it will take you to complete each individual task, okay? And you might not know, but just guess and over budget your time. The next thing you want to do after you have kind of guesstimated the amount of time you will need for each task is you want to prioritize your task, because you know that some tasks may have to be completed before you can even start another task. So if there's any situation like that, you kind of want to prioritize them so you can do that. So let's just say you have a goal that can be completed in a month, like maybe you want to complete it within the next 30 days. So you can say, like, you can label your task like this one needs to be done in week 1, this one in week 2, or this one needs to be first, second, third, fourth. Like if you don't have a big list, if you only have a list of 10 things that need to be done, you might be able to number them in the order in which they need to be done. Or if it's like a list of 50 things, that might be a little more time consuming. So you can do like week 1, week 2, or you can like kind of divide them up into things that need to be done toward the beginning and things that can't be done until the end, so that you can kind of know like how you want to move forward when it's time to plan to actually complete those tasks. Okay. All right. The very next one is you want to turn the tasks into appointments in your calendar. So what I mean by that, like, let's just say, remember I said that I might want to visit 3 different gyms and I want to schedule 5 hours to do that. So now what I want to do is I want to put in my calendar, I want to go get my actual calendar and I want to look and I want to see when will I have time to go visit these 3 different gyms. So maybe I need to do it across 3 different days. So maybe I might go visit one gym on Monday, one gym on Wednesday, and one gym on Friday. Or I might block out a chunk of time on Saturday, like maybe Saturday morning, if I said 5 hours, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So I might start at 1, from 9 to 1. I'm just gonna run around and visit a bunch of different gyms. And then that way I can get it all done in one day, make a decision of where I wanna join, and then get my membership. Okay, so you want to schedule, you want to treat each task as if it's like an appointment, like a doctor's appointment or a dinner date or like a work schedule or an important meeting. And you want to schedule it into your planner on a specific date during a specific time frame. And that is when you will do and complete the task. Okay. All right. So just wanted to check in. You can check in to see like how you're feeling about the process. How is it working for you? Just kind of do like a little quick check in and make sure you've got everything. Do maybe like a double check to make sure you've got everything down, because when you're listing everything, you could maybe miss something. So just do a check in to see that you've got everything, to make sure what you have scheduled in your planner is going to align and work well with everything else you have to do in your life, with your work schedule, with your family schedule, with your, like, whatever your schedules may be. The next portion I want to get into is coaching your brain. So when I say, I like to think of self-coaching as coaching your brain, basically. You're taking a look at your brain and how it's thinking, and you're helping it process and make the best decision. Okay. And so our brains can typically be very negative and cause us to want to quit easily when we're working on a goal, because it likes to do what comes easy to it, right? It likes to be efficient. And like when new things happen, it kind of freezes up and like gets nervous about moving forward. So if something challenging or difficult happens, the easy thing to do that the brain sees is to quit or to give up and to show us all the reasons why it won't work and try to convince us to quit, right? So since we know that that happens, and since we also know that whenever we're working towards a goal, whenever there's something we want to achieve, there is always going to be some type of challenge to come up and try to like, it can kind of get in the way of you moving forward in the way that you had hoped to be. And so when those challenges come up, then the brain wants to discourage us or convince us to quit. And so an example, like let's just say you were wanting to do healthy eating. And if you have a day where you just ended up eating a bunch of cookies and ice cream while you were on your diet, your brain might make you feel bad about that. Typically, we feel bad maybe the next day or a little bit after. We're beating ourselves up. It's like, I told you you couldn't do it. You're never going to lose the weight. You might as well quit now, or you can just start tomorrow and just eat everything else you want to eat for the rest of the day. And you just eat a whole bunch of different stuff because your brain has convinced you that, well, since you messed up today, you might as well just mess up for the rest of the day and then start again tomorrow, and then start again tomorrow, and then start again tomorrow, and then it never happens, right? So we have to be aware that when we hit challenges, that our brain has that tendency. And so if we um, if we are aware of that, there is something that we can do. Um, we can coach our brains, and we can kind of plan for challenges. So the next thing, the next step of this process that I encourage, and this is kind of like a coaching piece where you're kind of planning ahead and problem solving for challenges. So I want you to create a list of all the different challenges that could possibly come up, that could all the things that can come up that can keep you from accomplishing this goal, things that can get in your way. So I'm going to give you some examples with the dieting. So challenges that could come up with the dieting is like, you could go to work. This happened to me this week. You can go to work and there's donuts and pizza in the break room. And that is a challenge because when your brain sees it, it feels like it needs to have it. Or you could have long hours and maybe you forgot to, you packed your lunch, but like you work later than expected and you don't have enough food with you, like healthy foods, healthy choices. So then what do, right? Or maybe you have visitors and they are wanting certain types of food that you typically wouldn't want to eat. So now there's more temptation in the house. Or maybe there is bad weather and you can't get to the gym. Or maybe, you are meeting friends out and you guys are going out to eat, right? And so there's that. So some solutions, what you need to do, the next step, you got all the challenges, right? So your next step is to come up with a solution for every single challenge that you've identified. Every challenge, because there's a solution for everything. There's a way to come over every single challenge, or a way to be able to move forward despite whatever challenge that you face. So in the dieting example, like you're snowed in and you can't get to the gym. So a solution to that could be, if that were to happen and you couldn't get to the gym for whatever reasons, you could stay at home, you can turn on some music, you can dance, you can do an online workout, you may be able to do like a DVD video. There you can still get a workout in even though you're not at the gym, right? Or maybe you've been invited to a dinner, right? And you're going to be eating out when you don't necessarily want to be eating what is served at that restaurant. You could eat before you go, so that way you're not hungry and you're not as tempted. Or you can check out their menu before you go, and then you will be able to like already know what the healthy options are, already be clear on what your decision is going to be when you get there. If you have donuts in the break room at work, you can keep healthy snacks with you. Like if you know that it could be a thing and everyone's eating and you're hungry too, if you keep healthy snacks that you really enjoy at work when there are donuts in the break room, then you'll be like, oh, let me go get my snack. And then they'll be having donuts and you'll be having one of your favorite healthy snacks. So it's important to consider what challenges can come up so that when they do, because they will, that you will be prepared and you won't be so caught off guard when it happens. And yeah, so there's that. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. I hope you found that to be helpful. I do want to share with you a couple of different ways that you can work with me in the future. I have free workshops that I offer. The next one that's coming up is called Brainworks. So depending on when you see this video, this workshop may or may not have passed, but Brainworks is about understanding how your brain works and learning a technique so that you can coach it in a way that will help you get the results that you want. And when I say how your brain works, I'm only specifically talking about the part that kind of, you have one part that's kind of negative and discouraging you and telling you that you can't do it and trying to talk you out. And then you have the other part that's like, but you can do it, and it's planning and it's logical and like it encourages you and inspires you. And then you have like this tug of war. I'm going to be talking a little bit about what's going on with that. And then a self-coaching technique that you can use when you are experiencing that so that you can continue to move forward. So that is going to be on January 30th, 2021. Okay. Also, I offer I'm offering a free coaching session. So if you are interested in trying to have a coaching session, maybe you're curious about coaching, never experienced it before, or maybe you have and you just really need to get coached on something, I am currently offering a free coaching session. So you can contact me at coachingdaydreams.com, which is listed below. And then just go to my contact. And then in the subject line, you can write free coaching session. And then I will reach out to you and we can schedule one. Okay. And then if you decide that you want more coaching from there, I am currently accepting new coaching clients. The last way that you can work with me is I offer a 10-week program, and it is called The Art of Accomplishing Goals. And in that program, I focus on teaching and helping people learn to apply different self-coaching concepts that can help you have the mind shift that you're going to need in order to consistently be able to accomplish goal after goal, and to the point where you can change your life and create the life that you want to have for yourself. And so some of the workshops that I will be offering during this 10-week program, some of the topics are creating confidence, facing your fears, fail your way to success, creating helpful habits, overcoming emotional roadblocks, developing a growth mindset, and leaving your comfort zone. And there's a few more as well, but just to give you an idea of some of the things that will be covered. And the way it works is I'm currently only allowing between 4 to 6 people in the group. I want the groups to be really small because I want to be able to focus on everyone and make sure everyone has the time to share that they need, make sure that I am able to give everyone the attention that they need in the group. So you will have those 10 sessions, but with 4 to 6 other people, or 4 to 6 people total in the group. And then you will also get a couple of free coaching sessions that are going to be included. And then you get what is called the playbook, which is, it's a year-long planner, but it also has it's a year-long planner, but it also acts as like a self-coaching workbook because it has self-coaching activities in it. And then the plan, the 7-step plan, the power planning activity that we just did, there is a power planning activity for every single month. And it has worksheets and it has the breakdown to walk you through those 7 steps that we just did together. All of that is in the playbook. And so that all comes with the 10-week program. So again, if you are interested in the 10-week program, or if you want to try out a free coaching session, or if you just want to be updated on when the free workshops are, go to coachingdaydreams.com, check out my website, and you should be able to find all that information. And then if you want to connect with me outside of YouTube, because you're clearly already on YouTube, then you can contact me or be connected with me on Facebook at Deanne Life Coach Day, and then again on my website. So thank you for your time. I hope you found this to be really helpful. And I do want to say this before I leave. Whenever I have a workshop, I love to tell the people who show up, please don't just come to this workshop and take the notes and learn all the information and don't apply it. Please go out and do the stuff, try it. I'm sharing this information because it works. It's information that I use on a daily basis, and it has helped to change areas in my life and helped me to get some results that I've wanted to see. and I'm still using it to get even more results. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. So please don't just take passive action and watch this video. I encourage you to also take massive action and go out and do the things and be great. So thanks again for your time. I hope you found this video to be helpful, and I hope to connect with you in the future. Bye.